And now it's not so clear what to do because there's no way for the queen to protect the knight. If you take the rook, you lose the queen. You move the queen, you lose the knight. So what the heck are you going to do? You're Bobby Fischer. You're going to sacrifice your queen so you could end up in a YouTube video from Gotham Chess 65 years later. Bishop to e6. An absolutely beautiful move. A move with so many layers. In the game, the queen was taken. However, you cannot take the bishop, because if you take the bishop, I go queen b5, check. You cannot go to e1, because queen e2 is mate. So therefore, you will go king to g1, and I will play check, king to f1, double check with queen and knight, and then I will sacrifice my queen and smother you with your own pieces. Mutiny from the inside of the castle. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? I would have loved it if the game ended like that, but sadly it did not. Knight to e2 was mate. And so for that reason, you cannot take the bishop on e6. You also could take the knight. But here I will play queen takes c5 with the pin on the pawn. If you take my queen, I will take yours. And this position is a misery for white. White is only down one pawn, and I understand that compared to getting absolutely destroyed and smothered mated, it's one thing, but you're down a pawn and you have no activity whatsoever. It's going to take you multiple moves to get your king out, and then I will go here and take the rest of your pawns. You will die a very slow and painful death. In the game, you choose to die a very fast and fascinating death. Bishop takes c4 check, which I think is better anyway, isn't it? Just deep philosophical question. King to g1, and now Bobby Fischer plays knight to e2 check. King moves to f1. Knight jumps back and takes the pawn for free. Now we repeat. Now I'm going to go take the bishop first, because your queen is hanging, and when your queen moves, I will play rook to a4, disallowing you from touching any of my pieces. Once you have taken on b6, then and only then will I take the rook. I only have 3 points of material, but it's all I need. And Bobby Fischer went on to very confidently scoop up the remaining pieces in the Donald Byrne army before he converted what was an absolutely beautiful king hunt, where he forced Byrne's king from h2 to b1 with a sequence of absolutely brutal checks and the rook cutting him off on the second rank, and he did this all without a queen, and delivered mate